Hey guys, it's Projector, and today I want to talk about top 10 damage dealing premium tank in World of Tank. And to clarify, I get all of this information from the Tomato GGs. It needs to be in two things. First, it needs to be premium tank, and the second, it has to be played more than 100,000 times for the last 2 months to be inside this list. So without further ado, let's get into it. And because I show you the 1-2 team right here, and because I love it so much as well, doesn't mean that it is going to be in the list, right? Or is it? Let's find out. For the number 10, we have the GSOR 1008. This vehicle is very powerful. With its 4-shell autoloader, each shell can be able to do 320 alpha and 2-second clip reload, very fast. This means that this vehicle can be able to do 1280 damage in just 6 seconds after the first shell. Super powerful, right? And this vehicle also has very good penetration at 226 standard and 321 for the premium round, meaning that you rarely have any problem penetrating things. And this tank has armors as well, right? I mean, what do you want more from World of Tank? From shooting things, right? You can do 1000 each damage in 6 seconds. You have armor that if the enemy bounce you, that you can just shoot back and do devastating damage to them. And also 11 degrees of gun penetration. Yes, 11 degrees. This is very special. 10 degrees already enough. This is 11. And it's got turret. It's a tank destroyer, but you can traverse the turret fully traverse. So super powerful, can't really go wrong with this tank. And this tank, that's why it is in the 10th spot. It's due approximately 1437 damage per game. Number 9, it is the Scorpion G. This vehicle is very good. It has 2409 base DPM, and with the big 490 alpha, excellent penetration at 246 standard and 311 premium round, meaning that this vehicle rarely find premium round. I mean, when I play this vehicle, I can't remember the last time I actually load premium rounds on this tank, and especially now when you don't really meet tier 10s anymore. 247 will be more than enough for you to pen any tank that you're gonna meet, and it's fast. It has turret. What do you want more from World of Tank? This tank is an excellent damage dealer, even though it doesn't really have a lot of armor, but all of the flexibility that it has just makes this tank shine in nearly every single battle. And there's no doubt that this vehicle will do 1446 damage per game on average. Number 8, we have the Projector 46. This vehicle is super flexible vehicle. It's got auto reloading mechanism, which means that this tank reload the shell one by one, even though it has 3 shells in the magazine. Meaning that this tank can be able to be played as a single shot tank and as an auto loader at the same time. It got very great penetration at 212 standard and 259 premium pen. And when you think about it, medium tank doesn't really shoot tanks frontally, so this is a super excellent penetration for mediums. It's got great V range to be able to keep long range because it doesn't have armor. It's got 9 degrees of gun depression to be comfortable on the ridge line. This thing is very good flexible tank. It's flexible for the mobility, it's also flexible for the gun as well. So very good tank right there, very good damage dealer, even though it doesn't have any armor. But when you can counter that with all of the good shooting and mobility stats, you're gonna do well on the tank. And there's no doubt that this vehicle can be able to do 1451 damage per game on average. Number 7, we have the Asteroid Rex. This vehicle is a powerful autoloader tank. It's got 5 shells in the magazine. Each shell can be able to do 320 alpha, 4-second in the clip reload. A little bit long, but when you have 5 shells with 320 alpha, I mean, you're gonna need to have some trade-off, right? Okay, meaning that this way can be able to do 1600 damage per cliff. Well, it takes some time, so it would take 16 seconds to be able to finish the cliff, but it's 1600, man, that's a lot of damage. This vehicle also features 10 degrees of gun depression and 390 meters of view range to be able to be good at long range, and also close range as well. You can see that, well, it do good close range like that. The downside of this tank is it has bad penetration, just 190 standard and 250 for the premium round. Not that good right there, but well, when you can just get close range and shoot the enemy just like that, it's powerful, right? And that's why this vehicle can be able to do 1476 damage per game on average. Well, number 6 we have the Optic 7032. Well, the first premium heavy tanks on the list. This vehicle is great because it's got good DPM 1872 with the big 390 alpha, and you can see it's got 2 caliber, right? Yes, this vehicle can be able to double the shell altogether, increasing the alpha from 390 up to 780 alpha in a single shot. It is powerful when you think about it. And flexible as well, right? The tank that can change the alpha? Wow, it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. And it's a heavy tank. It's got great armor. We are talking about 220 armor for the weak point if you use it. And then 250 upper plate, 300 turret. This vehicle turret will work against nearly everything you're gonna meet. Especially the TRX vehicle is very good that way. It's got very nice penetration for heavy tank as well, 221 and 270 for premium round. This tank is very good damage dealer and also very good heavy tank with regard to bouncing shells. The bad thing about this tank is it's got bad gun depression, right? 5 degrees, but well, if you learn how to use the terrain to increase your gun depression a little bit, you're gonna do well on this tank. And I would say this thing is very powerful, and there's no doubt that this vehicle do 1491 damage on average. Number 5 we have the SU-130 PM. Well, back to the tank destroyer, right? This tank is a little brother of the Scorpion G. It has higher alpha at 520, but a little bit lower DPM at 2294. The penetration is kind of the same, so the gun performance of this vehicle in Scorpion G is relatively similar, but the thing is, this tank is the real tank destroyer. Why? Because it's low profile and it has the camouflage. This vehicle has 20 camouflage right from the start, meaning that if you fully pimped up this tank crew and equipment and everything, you can get it up to 40, where Scorpion can't even touch 20 with a fully pimped up crew, right? So this thing is gonna be a sneaky tank destroyer. It's gonna hit hard and it's gonna do a lot of damage. The bad thing about this tank is it can't really turn turret 360. It can turn just 77.5 to the left, 77.5 to the right. So limited turret traverse right there. But with everything that you gain on this tank, this thing is powerful. And no doubt that this tank can be able to do about 514 damage per game on average. Number 4 we have the Barrage. I guess I don't really have to talk a lot about this vehicle because everybody knows how good this vehicle is, right? But okay, this vehicle has 360 autoloader, 2 shells in magazine. It can be able to do 720 in just 2 seconds. So it's very powerful because, well, 720 in 2 seconds, it's just like you have 720 alpha. No time for the enemy to really react to that short period of time, right? And it's fast with 62 top speed, 23 reverse speed with a 25 weight ratio. It can raise this vehicle up to anywhere in the map, and you can do it very quickly. You reload quick as well, just about 19 seconds to get your 720 alpha back. It's got good view range, so it can keep long range because it doesn't have armor. This thing is just so powerful. It can be everything in World of Tank in my opinion. It can be a light tank, it can be a medium tank, it can be heavy tank using gun to block the shells. It can be tank destroyer because it has big alpha. super flexible vehicle right there. The bad thing about this tank is the penetration, because it has just 190 pen standard and 240 pen for the premium round. But well, medium tank, you most likely are not gonna fight a lot of heavily armored tanks, and also you don't really shoot tanks frontally that much. So I mean, it's okay, right? Think about everything you gain on this tank. It's super powerful anyway, and it's number 4, right? And this vehicle can do 1,539 damage per game on average. Super powerful. Number 3, we have the M54 Renegade. This vehicle is very powerful. It's got 2,117 DPM for the heavy tank. It's got 226 penetration standard and 255 penetration for the premium round. It's got very good overall gun accuracy, very good overall stat right here on this vehicle. 320 alpha. I mean, just every good thing overall on this tank. It is a very good heavy tank. It's got some speed, it's got some armor, it's got some gun to do. It's kind of do everything heavy tank. So you can't really go wrong with this tank. I would say the biggest downside of this tank is gonna be that big cupola on top of the tank. But when you think about it, it can actually be the good things as well, because if you can bait the enemy to shoot, your cupola miss, and you just punish them with your great DPM, you're gonna do pretty well on this tank. And I would say no doubt that this tank can be able to do 1,576 damage per game. Well, number 2, we got the AMBT. To be honest, I don't even know why this tank is on the list, because I feel like it's not that good. But well, this tank has 360 alpha. It's got auto reloading mechanism like the Projector, meaning that it's reload shell 1 by 1 by 1. So it makes it quite flexible as well. But the clip reload is not as fast, it's 3 seconds instead of 2. So this tank can be able to do what, 1,080 damage in 6 seconds after the first shot. I mean, it's still powerful, but it's maybe not that powerful compared to a lot of the tank that we just talked about. Maybe it is, I'm not quite sure about that. Well, it has a very good pen for the medium tank as well, with 215 penetration with the standard round and 278 with the premium round. So I would say the penetration of this vehicle is actually excellent for the medium tank. It's got 9 degrees of penetration, it's got some armor to work. So the turret of this vehicle is very good. Low plate is very big and trash, but if you can hide your low plate and expose your turret, I guess the armor is gonna work sometimes. For me, I feel like the biggest downside of this vehicle is the accuracy. I barely hit things when playing this vehicle for me, but well, sounds like it's not the case for a majority of players out there, making that this tank can be able to do 1,645 damage per game on average. And if you know why this tank is so powerful, because I don't know, tell me in the comments down below. Well, the number 1, the king of dealing damage, is the SKODA T56. Did you guess it right? Well, this tank has big 460 damage gun. It's an autoloader. It can be able to do 2 shells in a magazine in 3.5 seconds, meaning that this vehicle can be able to do 920 damage potential alpha in 3.5 seconds, because it's got 2 shells, right? So you don't really have to add up the indicative reload, but think about it. And it's a heavy tank, so it's got armor. This vehicle has very good protection overall. The upper plate of this vehicle, I mean the hull overall is not that great, but it's got turret, it's got some kind of, I'm not gonna say very big, but cupola that is not too big, so it's not that easy to go through. So with the armor that works, with the gun that is very good, 920 alpha. I say that again, 920 alpha when you think about it. It's super powerful that way. It's got 8 degrees of penetration as well, so it works well on the ridge line. And also it's got a hidden nice accuracy. Yes, I say hidden because if you see on the paper, this vehicle accuracy is actually pretty bad. The aim time is also pretty bad. But the thing is, because Wargaming make it that the penalty when this vehicle move and the tank and the turret is so low. So even though your reticle is not that small, it's not gonna expand any further when you move the tank. So it kind of stay kind of that size all the time. So it makes the reticle just, I mean, it kind of accurate at all time when you think about it. It's not gonna go super accurate, but it will never go super inaccurate as well. So combine that with the super big 920 alpha potential alpha, this vehicle is super powerful that way. And yeah, it's made on the top list. It's the #1. It can be able to do 1682 average damage per battle. This tank, man, it's too powerful. There you have it, top 10 most damage dealing premium tanks in the game. No 152 TM, right? Of course, this tank is not going to be on the list for sure. Well, what do you think about the tank on the list? It's too OP, it's very good, you hate it because you just get beat up because of them? Well, let me know in the comments down below. And as always, thank you so much for watching. We will see you in the next battlefield. Bye bye.